Hey guys, Leon Sylvester here from HairGuard, and today in this video we're going to be looking at saw palmetto and how you can utilize saw palmetto to effectively combat hair loss. We've got a lot to go through in this video. It's very in-depth on the topic, but make sure you stay tuned to the end because we are going to show you some excellent ways that you can use this to help combat hair loss. So what we're going to learn about in this video is we're going to learn about what exactly saw palmetto is. We're going to see whether or not it works. Then what we're going to do is we're going to review some of the medical evidence on saw palmetto. Then we're going to talk about the dosages and the most effective dosage that you can take. Then we're going to look at some of the side effects. Then we're going to talk about how you can actually use it to promote hair growth. Then we're going to show you how to create your own saw palmetto extract and conditioner. And then we'll just talk about the cost. So we've got a lot to go through. Let's get into it. Now, saw palmetto, it's a plant that was actually originally used by the Native Americans, so it's incredibly old, and it was used to treat ailments. So the plant itself produces these small berries, and that's usually what is found in the supplements. So there is research that shows this plant can help with an enlarged prostate. Now that's very similar to the way that the drug Propecia works, and that was also created with the intention to treat an enlarged prostate. So saw palmetto, unlike Propecia, it's 100% natural. So usually that means that the supplement will have far less side effects. Now the mechanism of action inhibits the enzyme 5-alpha reductase, which is responsible for converting testosterone to dihydrotestosterone. And dihydrotestosterone is generally accepted as the hormone responsible for pattern baldness and androgenetic alopecia, or AGA. Now there is debate around the effectiveness. For example, there was a small study conducted with saw palmetto, and positive results were shown in 6 out of 10 of the subjects. However, there was a caveat. They were asked to rate their hair loss, but there was no empirical checks made, such as things like hair count. So there is debate around saw palmetto, but what we're going to do is we're going to look a little bit deeper into more of the scientific literature out there to come up with a better conclusion. So in terms of medical evidence, it is difficult to conduct studies on this, and one reason is that nobody actually wants to fund the studies. Now the company that produces Propecia, called Merck, they'll happily fund a study on Propecia because they have a patent on it. So proving the effectiveness of Propecia is going to have an effective ROI for Merck. However, proving palmetto's effectiveness won't necessarily benefit a company. So there is a limited amount of evidence out there, but that being said, there are some studies that we are going to consider today that should help us come up with a more coherent answer. So the first study was performed at the University of Naples in Italy, and that was done in 2004. It was a brief study, and the goal was to determine whether Cerona repens or saw palmetto had any effect on androgenetic alopecia hair loss. So there was 34 men in the study and 28 women, and they were recruited and split into 3 groups. So all these people suffered with some kind of androgenetic alopecia. The first group used 3 products, so they used a shampoo, a lotion, and supplements that was enriched with saw palmetto. Then the other group used 3 products, again a shampoo, a lotion, and supplements without saw palmetto. And then finally, the third group used 2 products. They used a shampoo and a lotion which were enriched with saw palmetto and a placebo supplement. Now this study took place over 3 months, and their scalps were then analysed. And very interestingly, group 1 had the best result with a 35% increase in hair number and mass, and also a 67% decrease in sebum production, which is like an oil that's in the head that can impact hair loss. So obviously decreasing that is going to be a good sign. The second study was performed in Rome in Italy in 1998, and this was a little bit more in-depth. Now they were looking at whether saw palmetto and gelatin cysteine could make a positive impact on hair growth. So there were 24 men and 24 women, and they were diagnosed, all the subjects were diagnosed with androgenetic alopecia, and they were instructed to apply either an active solution of placebo solution. They were instructed to apply either an active solution or placebo solution over 50 weeks. and some were also given a dietary supplement. Now, group 1, they were given an active lotion. Group 2 were given an inactive lotion, so a placebo. Group 3 were just given an active diet supplement. Group 4 were given an inactive diet supplement, and then Group 5 were given both the active lotion and the dietary supplement. And the lotion was applied twice per day. So as you can see here, interestingly, the group with the best results were applying the active lotion and having the dietary supplement. Also then the next best group was the dietary supplement, and then the next best after that was the active lotion. And these all had considerable increase in the number of hair compared to the placebo groups. So as you can see that in this study, there is one caveat, and it's saw palmetto wasn't the only active component in the study. It's therefore very hard to tell the exact role that saw palmetto played. Now, the results are enlightening, and it can help to guide further research. Finally, we're going to look at the study performed in Rome in Italy in 2012. Now, finasteride is a popular drug for androgenetic alopecia, and it works to inhibit 5-alpha reductase and reduce dihydrotestosterone levels. Now, finasteride is used by many men in the hair loss community, and the results are amazing. However, there are some side effects that come with finasteride use. Now, the study conducted in Rome in Italy in 2012 will be of particular interest to users of finasteride, as it directly compares the efficiency of saw palmetto with finasteride. Now, the study consisted of 100 men, and they were split into 2 groups, and all these people were diagnosed with androgenetic alopecia. The first received 320 milligrams of saw palmetto, and the second received 1 milligram of finasteride per day for a total of 24 months. After this, the participants were studied throughout the trial, and global photographs were taken at each stage and further studied by 3 experts. Then photographs were ranked using a 7-point scale. Now, interestingly enough, the men that used finasteride saw a 60% hair growth, and then the people that were using the saw palmetto actually saw 38% hair growth. Now, the results weren't crazily impressive. It wasn't, groundbreaking. However, it does show saw palmetto may be effective for hair growth, and that's very likely due to saw palmetto's ability to inhibit 5-alpha reductase. So you may be wanting to give saw palmetto a try. So the dosages, so it comes in many forms. It can come as a powder capsule, it can come as a dried whole berry, it can come as a tablet, and it can come as a liquid extract. Now, the first study used doses at 200 milligrams, and the study that had finasteride with it were using 320 milligrams. Now, that being said, everybody's digestive system will absorb the herb differently. So before you actually take the dose, many of our guts that are coated in So many of us actually have guts that are coated in undigested matter. And this comes from a modern diet that's lacking in fiber, and it's also due to the overconsumption of processed foods. So what we actually recommend doing at HairGuard is we recommend a juice fast detox before taking saw palmetto. So that's when you actually refrain from eating foods and only drink freshly made vegetable juice. Now, if you are serious, you may also want to look at colonic irrigation and use supplements such as psyllium husk to help flush out the system even more. But the main point is that no herbal supplement will be effective if your body can't use the ingredients. So when it comes to dosages, it's down to an individual, and it's down to priming yourself before you start dosing it. Now, when it comes to the side effects of saw palmetto, it is generally considered to be safe. People have reported a few side effects of taking it, and one of the most commonly unheard of is that of an upset stomach. Now, it's not something that you should worry about, since it either happens or it doesn't, and it can be avoided by taking saw palmetto with food. But it may also interact with the body on a hormonal level, albeit naturally, unlike finasteride. So you should be paying attention to how your body feels following a few days, weeks, and when you start. And then always consult a doctor if you do decide to start taking it. Now, the tannins in the supplement can supposedly affect iron absorption, and that can lead to an iron deficiency. So you might consider taking an iron supplement as well, or being sure to eat foods high in iron such as liver, sunflower seeds, nuts, beef, lamb, beans, whole grains, clams, dark leafy greens, and all these should help counteract the lack of absorption. Now what you can actually do as well is you can create your own saw palmetto extract. So what you do is you get the ingredients. You're going to get 4 dried saw palmetto berries, 2 tablespoons of warm water. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place the dried berries in a bowl and then just literally mash them up with a fork or the backside of a spoon. Then you're going to get that warm water, you heat it up, and then you're going to pour 2 teaspoons of the heated water over the berries. Then you're going to stir it up until it's combined, and then literally massage that extract into your scalp for 2 to 3 minutes. Then just leave it there for 20 minutes and rinse it off with lukewarm water. Very inexpensive way to use saw palmetto. In addition to that, you can actually create your own saw palmetto conditioner. So what you'll do is you're going to get 1 tablespoon of aloe vera, and then you're going to get 2 to 3 tablespoons of ground saw palmetto. Well, then all you do is you mix the 2 ingredients together. Then once you've shampooed your hair in the shower, you apply the mixture to your scalp and hair. So you're just going to massage it into the scalp using your fingertips, slowly dispersing the mixture through your hair strands, being careful not to tug. Then just leave it there for 5 minutes and give it a rinse off in lukewarm water. So in conclusion, you can find saw palmetto relatively cheaply on Amazon. We do recommend browsing the reviews and finding one that you can like. Now we could give you the HairGuard recommendation, but it may change by the time that you read this or watch this video, so it's way better that you just have a look yourself. Now, all this being said, saw palmetto is not exactly a hair loss breakthrough. However, it may help to reduce dihydrotestosterone conversions, both orally and topically when used consistently. Now, there are studies that show that it is no more effective than a placebo, and there are studies that are showing that saw palmetto does have promising results. Remember, supplements should only form a small part of defense against pattern baldness, so you may or may not wish to start using saw palmetto as a whole. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you found this video interesting. Have a great day.